I can't believe this is a debate. My favorite animal in the world is being put to scrutiny before my eyes. Gorillas. You know them. They're big, strong, and goofy animals and such. But now they have become topic of hot debate on the internet of who would win, 100 men or one gorilla. I wasn't planning on making a gorilla video for a little bit, but now I feel like I have to because this is a huge meme and everyone's talking about it. And you know, most people take it as a meme, right? They just take it as a joke, cool stuff. But there's some people who legitimately think a gorilla would win. And let me tell you something. As someone who researches gorillas a lot, I'm not a primatologist, I'm not a scientist, but I research them a lot because they are my favorite animal. There is not a chance in the world a gorilla wins this fight. And I hate to say this, if you think 100 men of average size of around 190 pounds who are trying to kill that gorilla without fear are going to lose, you're a fool. As someone who loves gorillas, it pains me to say this, as there's so many terrible takes on this, on people who have no idea how gorillas actually work and think they're King Kong, apparently. I talked about this in my gorilla video, and apparently, with infinite knowledge on the internet, people still think gorillas are King Kong. Insane to me, people can still be this inept, but apparently they are. First off, an average gorilla weighs about just over 400 pounds, and 100 men at a combined weight of 190 pounds weigh 19,000 pounds. So first off, a gorilla is outweighed by 47 times of its own body weight. Second point, gorilla's strength is massively overrated. They can't lift 4,000 pounds. You're going to search this up and see they lift 4,000 pounds? No, that is a myth. They cannot lift 4,000 pounds. They probably lift the average one around 1,700 to 2,000 pounds, which, don't get me wrong, is a shit ton of weight, but that's on the conservative side. Some people think they only may lift like 1,500 pounds at max. But I don't know, it's not really confirmed, but I think it's in the range of 17 to 2,000 pounds, which is a lot, but it's still not stronger than 100 people. Third point, gorillas can't punch, and I have to repeat this, gorillas do not have the best control of their limbs. You ever see a gorilla fight? Like this video right here? You see how they're just flailing their arms like lunatics? Because that's how they fight. See how it's like random sporadic joints of just flopping hands going everywhere, smacking anything? That's how they fight. They're kind of clumsy when they fight because gorillas are not necessarily good fighters because they only fight to defend. They never start a fight. They only defend themselves because they're not aggressors. In fact, they're more lovers than actual fighters, believe it or not. And I bet a lot of you don't know this, but gorillas are actually prey to animals. Yes, leopards actually kill gorillas. And yes, I know majority of the time it's a leopard killing a baby gorilla, but still, leopards have fought in silverback gorillas, and most of the time they do lose. But I'll tell you right now, if two adult leopards faced one silverback, 8 times out of 10, those two leopards are going to beat one silverback. And those leopards only weigh about 200 pounds, guys. They're a predator. The gorillas are prey. They don't fight like predators, you guys. And people are, ironically, severely underrating a human. Heck, we are humans, and we still underestimate them. Humans are, by the way, the most brutal, unhinged animal in this world. Yes, even more than chimps. You think chimps are bad? Well, guess what? Anything that a chimp has done, a human has done 100 times and worse. It is the truth. Because you know why? Because humans are the smartest animal in this world, making them do very not so good things because of their intelligence. And humans also have the willingness to never give up. And through evolution and time, they refuse to give up and they will not stop until they complete a task. It's in our blood, it's in our nature. We just do not give up on things very easily. We go and we will not stop until we complete our mission. It is just how humans are. Humans getting injured, wounded, losing limbs, they keep fighting. That is how a human works. They keep chugging on, most of the time at least. Well, if it's in like a Left 4 Dead scenario, if it's like you're just walking in the park and you get struck by an A41, you blew your limbs off, you're probably not gonna fight because you can't fight. But if you're in a war scenario, you're probably going to keep fighting on. And a gorilla through evolution is to avoid conflict, as they only fight if they for sure have to. Hell, the joke people make if it happened is like the first guy goes up and he dies instantly and everyone gets scared. Do you know what would really happen if this was a scenario? The first guy who goes to be like the sacrificial lamb, he goes to run up to fight the gorilla, he gets 2 steps in, the gorilla has ran away. It has run away because a gorilla seeing 100 men would run because, again, they're prey. They get hunted by people and animals. And they're not squaring up to 100 people. Hell to the no, they are not. And it's a stupid conversation we're having anyways because it's just a thing, people not knowing the animal too much, and it's just pissing me off. But if it did happen, it'd probably go something like this. So as I mentioned, gorillas are not natural killers. They don't really not kill something quickly. Don't believe me? Look at the lady who was dragged around and bitten several times for an hour by a silverback and didn't die. And even after the attack, she can still walk and she still likes gorillas. There you go. That gorilla bit her and dragged her for an hour, and she was still alive after, and she was still able to function as a human, and still likes the gorilla who did that to her. They're not a bear, they're not a lion, they're not constantly chugging forward to kill anything in their way. When they fight, they will retreat instantly. Those are shy, peaceful animals who don't know how to kill, facing 100 humans who just don't care about their lives and want to kill this gorilla. So this is how it'd probably go. Sections of only 6 to 8 people can go at a time, and a gorilla would probably chug off like 6 to 8 men pretty fairly decently. But as you get on, humans are biting, punching, gouging its eyes, grabbing its no-no parts all at once, and it constantly wears on the gorilla. So after a while, the gorilla would be fatigued and very injured, and eventually it would be overwhelmed and die. It's 190 men. I think honestly 50, maybe a little bit less than 50 people could defeat a gorilla. And before you say a human couldn't do any damage to a gorilla, it's too big. Yeah, that's why there's 100 of them. Blunt force trauma and biting, and while being exhausted constantly, adds up. Literally how quite a few animals kill other animals that are much bigger than them in the wild, like wolves killing a moose, or honeybees killing wasps. It happens in nature, so it's not far-fetched at all. Don't believe me? Just ask experts about it who study gorillas. Like, no, not a zookeeper who worked at the zoo studying chinchillas for 1 year and saying the gorilla would win. An actual person who studies it for a living. They will say a gorilla is outnumbered and would lose. Right here. And hell, this is a disadvantage for humans, as humans are fighting a gorilla's game. A human naturally uses tools and weapons to fight. And no, I'm not just saying guns and, machetes and stuff, but like for thousands of years, humans have adapted to use weapons like spears and to shape stones into little daggers to stab things with. So if these humans were fighting like, I don't know, like a Neanderthal, it'd take about 10, 15 of them to win against the gorilla. Why? Because unfortunately, it still happens today. Yes, I hate to mention this because it's really sad and it's messed up and it sucks, but gorillas still do get poached today, and some of them do still get attacked by like a group of people, like a dozen people with just spears, and they kill it. Unfortunately, it still happens today, and yeah, they'll still do it with just spears, not even use guns. So, the real point we should make in this video is not how humans should fight gorillas, it's how the hell we should help these gorillas. They're critically endangered, my guys. That means they are not looking good right now, as in they need help to stay alive because they're dying. They're getting killed by leopards. Humans, heck, even chimpanzees are attacking them now. Chimpanzees. Those crazed bastards are going near my favorite monkey. How dare they? But it's true. It's kind of a dumb argument as a whole, but there is a lot of funny memes, and most people are just doing it for jokes. And you know what? A lot of them are pretty funny. But there's some people that take it too seriously, like me. But I take it too seriously because people just don't know how gorillas work, and I just want to spread information about how they work because gorillas are awesome. And you know what? They don't like to fight. If they had it their way, they would never fight again because they're very shy, lazy, big, strong animals. They mainly do what they do best, as in eating, mating, sleeping, going along with their day. That's a gorilla. And humans, well, humans just want to kill you for no reason sometimes. So that's how it is, unfortunately. But there you have it. That's the video. Very short, not as in-depth. May not edit as well, I'm sorry, but I just had to put this out here. Good day, goodbye. Love gorillas. Don't fight them. Goodbye.